Every weapon in Elden Ring comes with a skill to use on top of its default moveset. Some weapons are locked to specific skills, while others allow you to customize them using Ashes of War. Using an Ash of War to change skills can even alter a weapon's stat scaling, making for some really fun and creative builds. Since there are over 80 Ashes of War found in the lands between, I've been pretty busy. But I'm organizing the top ones in every zone to share with you so you can spend more time playing and less time looking. I'm Stonebear13, and these are the top 5 Ashes of War to grab in Limgrave. Small disclaimer, some skills such as parry or quickstep won't make this list. Considering how common they are to receive on other equipment, they're easily obtained. But if you'd like to see a video on those abilities and other abilities like it, be sure to leave a comment below. Now, I can't think of anyone better to start off with than Knight Bernal, our resident Ash of War specialist. At his shack, he sells quite a few decent Ashes of War, most of them being common ones. However, he does also sell my first Ash on this list, Stormblade. This skill costs 10 FP and enables your sword to fire off Stormwind projectiles at a medium range. And although the skill is locked to swords, and the damage isn't great, the stagger this deals is substantial, and it can be fired in rapid succession. Another nice thing is that it's quick. I don't feel like I'm overly exposing myself every cast. And of course, being exclusively used with swords, adding in some range to help close the gap can be really useful. For the next Ash of War, we'll need to head east to the Third Church of Marika. From here, exit the church and head north across the water and head up the hill to your right. In the field, kill the scarab, and you'll be rewarded with the Ash of War Sacred Blade. At a modest cost of 19 per cast, this fires off a pure holy damage projectile at a decent range, and it buffs your weapon for 20 seconds, granting an extra 85 holy damage. While there are many different skills, spells, and weapons that deal holy damage in this game, Sacred Blade offers flexibility, allowing any applicable weapon to bypass the resurrecting bonemen found throughout the lands between. And considering how frequently we'll run into those who live in death, be sure to grab this Ash of War, especially if you're sick and tired of giving them the double tap. My third pick on this list may seem like an odd one, but it has a hidden trick many people don't know about. This is the Ash of War Gravitas. With a low cost of 13 FP, this creates a massive gravity-based area of effect that pulls enemies in and deals damage. The base damage is low, very low, but the utility of this skill is very high. Capable of breaking stances, closing distance, interrupting casters, and even grounding flying enemies, this Ash of War is great. Now for the hidden ability within this skill. When you enchant a weapon with a buff from an incantation, typically that buff's effect can only be applied when striking an enemy with that weapon. However, since Gravitas is gravity-based, and gravity damage is partially physical, it has a fantastic interaction. Every time you use this skill while your weapon is buffed, it will apply the effect to all enemies hit. This means Bloodflame Blade, Poison Armament, all of them can be utilized to a massive scale by using this Ash of War. To pick this up for yourself, you'll want to head to the Seaside Ruin Site of Grace. Head south to the last pillar on your right, look down to see a spirit spring, and jump into it. When you land, look towards the ruins to see an Alabaster Lord, and when you defeat him, he will drop the Ash of War Gravitas. My runner-up is a well-known skill, Ash of War Determination. Being one of the first Ashes of War people stumble upon, it's also very popular within the community. At a low cost of 10 FP, the next strike you land will deal almost 60% increased damage, or 20% increase if that strike is a critical hit. It has a nice short cast time, making it quick enough to mix in with combo attacks on some enemies. And with the right build, this ability can push out some amazing numbers. While this buff only lasts 10 seconds, it's pretty self-explanatory. Use the ability, bonk heads, rinse and repeat. If you haven't found this one for yourself yet, you can head to the Aguil Lake North side of Grace, and head southeast towards the bridge. To the right of the camped out enemies by the fire will be the scarab that drops this Ash of War. My number one on this list is actually a lesser version of an incantation, but I feel it deserved the spot. This is none other than Golden Vow. While this Ash of War is a bit weaker than its incantation, it doesn't require any stats to use, making it available to any build. This skill grants you and nearby allies, your spirit summons included, a 45-second buff for an 11.5% boost to damage done and a 7.5% reduction to damage taken. Unfortunately, there isn't much more to this skill. It's a great AoE blanket buff that lasts a long time, being a common must-have within the community for many builds. This had to take the top spot. To get this, we're going to have a little bit of combat. Starting from Bernal's shack, we'll head north just beyond the tree line. Take a right and you'll see a mounted Godric Knight. Dump the Knight, and you'll receive the Ash of War, Golden Vow. And that's my top 5 Ashes of War in Limgrave. Did I leave any out that you would have included? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider leaving a like, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you can be notified of all of my upcoming Elden Ring content. Once again, I'm StoneBear13, and thanks for watching.